My name is Wayne, and welcome back to the channel. Today's project is we're going to be working on my rear axles. I need to put on new wheel bearings and press in new wheel studs, so let's get to it. Now, I don't have a press to get the bearings off my axle shafts, so I'm going to go over to my buddy's house. We're going to use his press to see if we can get those bearings off and press the new ones on. Keep this project moving. Sometimes you go to call a good friend. See, when you come to a guy's garage, you got to come bearing gifts.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You can't borrow a man's tools without bribing him or
Dude, this is awesome. And
some good stuff.
It's tough to find around here too, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're at my buddy Mike's shop. He lives down the road. He actually has the 70 Corvette you saw in my other video. So he's got a sweet shop out here. He's got a couple nice welding tables. We got a lathe, big compressor. We are actually joint owners on this MIG welder that I've been keeping at my house, but we just brought it over. Got a Bridgeport, and we just brought up the press from his front garage. So we're gonna work on that now. Say hi, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
And we're gonna work on getting the bearings off the axles first. Okay, so we don't have the correct device to clamp onto this, like and hold it 360 around and put it in the vise and then press out the axles and bearings. We tried to support it just with two pieces of bar, but it was bending everything up. So now we're gonna score the bearing and the retainer in a couple spots, get those out of the way, and then try to press off or knock off that collar. Okay, so what you saw in the time lapse is we had to use the cutoff wheel to basically cut through the retainer and the bearing. Not too hard, really. You just gotta be careful you don't go too deep and you don't want to hit the axle at all, right? And once we did that, we were able to go in there with a screwdriver and just spread those apart a hair, and then they came off the axle pretty easy. So we're gonna slide these off now, get the axles cleaned up, and press on the new bearings. All right, so now we're gonna put the new bearing stop and bearing on, as well as the axle flange. So we cleaned up all the old grease off the existing axle, and now we're going to need to slide over the new flange first. Make sure that's in place. And now we're going to slide in the new, this is the non-tapered sealed green bearing, and it has a nice snap ring on it. I'm going to slide that over. Make sure the ring is on the outside. There we go. And then the new bearing stop collar. And what we are going to use is the old collar. It's expanded a little bit, but that's what we're going to use to rest it on in the blocks, so we have a good support and don't have to put an equal loading force on those blocks on this collar. So we're going to slide it in. Press on the center of the axle. And get it all lined up. Make sure you got some grease on your axle shaft. Yep, go.
Looking good.
Try that this time. And these axles have a big chamfer, let's call it right here, so you're not going to be able to push that bearing all the way up. You can tell once it really hits its hard stop and it's all seated because it gets noticeably harder while you're pressing it. Last thing you want to do is overcook these bearings and distort them. Church bells are ringing here. Hard again.
Alright, let's loosen it up and we'll just reset it. Let that reset. So yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, start to load up a little on the side.
Binder. What I noticed is, I was feeling a little bit more pressure and tension than what it should. So we just reset it, made it all square. Make sure the load is nice and even and straight down the center of the axle shaft. And we're almost there. And that's it. Cool. That was the old collar that we were using. And that's what she looks like. So out here is where the old adjustable bearings sat. And you can see like the little chamfer, so you have just a little gap right there at the edge of the green bearing. So, and this collar should be tight up against the green bearing, so it can't, in theory, walk inwards to the axle. So it's done, ready to be installed.
So we need to press out the factory studs on my rear axles so we can put longer ones in for the new wheels. I also need to clean out the axle flange studs. We pressed those out when we had the rear axle housing powder coated, so we got a little work to do. Now to get these out, you don't have to have a press. Sure is nice if you do, but if you have a vise, you can put it in a big hammer, which we got our nice little, what was that, a 4-pound sledge. So we're gonna give these things a good hard hit and it should come right out. I already sprayed them with some penetrating oil to let them soak, and let's give it a shot. And I just want to support the axle. One. All right. Well, I already got one out, but you get the idea. All right, so that came out no problem. So what we're going to do now before we put the new studs in is we are going to clean up this flange. It's looking kind of rough and nasty and can't have that, so we're going to get it cleaned up. Okay, so we just finished cleaning up the axle flanges. They look pretty good. I hit them with a wire wheel and then a stripping disc, but we have one more thing I want to do to these. So we're going to hit the flanges real quick with the Eastwood Fast Etch. We're going to, because it's a natural steel, there's no finish on it, and cleaned it up a little bit. We're going to neutralize the rust that's there, so protect it for the long run, and we'll do this before we put the axle studs in. I think the easiest method for me, without having a press, is I'm going to try to draw it through. And so I tried looking for an open lug nut, couldn't find one, but I did have an extra bolt that was on one of my U-bolts that I used. So that's going to be perfect, 1/2 inch 20. So I'm going to put just a little bit of grease on the knurl portion of the new stud and try to help that slide in. All right, so pick one of these, any one. And now what we're going to do is I have all these extra washers I'm going to use. And one thing that's nice about this these Moroso studs is the chamfer, the knurl portion is not thicker than the actual axle flange. So my washers or nuts won't hit that. They won't bottom out when you try to draw it through. So I'm going to load these up so I mainly because I don't have a deep wall socket. This is going to have to do, I think. And now we're going to thread our nut and kind of get that square, and we'll see if this works. Yeah. Okay, it's working. Got it started, but I just don't want the bottom out. Man, I need a deep socket. Huh. Man, it's taking a lot of force. Well, unfortunately, that was a fail. We could get it a little over half, but no luck. Yeah, I mean, he was even starting to tear up my nut. Can't see it, but like even the threads were just getting beat up. Not meant for that, just pounding on it. So the threads in the stud are still good. No problem there, but gonna have to try to get these in a press. So I'll have to reach out to one of my buddies, see if I can get over there, use a press. Well, that did not go as well as I had hoped. Man, you know, I was a little concerned when I saw the knurl diameter like 10th bigger, but figured they'd go in all right, especially with that impact gun. But man, no dice halfway through. So what I did is just I went ahead and got the rest of them all started. So now they're all started and drawn up as much as I could, relatively speaking. So I will try to throw them in the press. Okay, so we just got to that's classic there. So we just got to my buddy Mike's house and we have a little more to go. I can only draw these up so close with my impact gun. So we're gonna put it in the press today and get these pressed through. So no way this was happening with an impact gun. Alright, so we're back in my garage and these things are all set, all done. Got the bearings on, new studs pressed on. Everything's all nice and flush now. It's amazing what you can do with a press. Man, if I had room in this garage, I would definitely be buying a press. And a few more tools, because you can never have too many tools. But alas, I don't, so we're doing the best that we can. So, this job is officially done. Thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I was really hoping to start the brakes now, but I had those axles to wrap up. But I promise the next video
We're going to start with putting the brakes on the car. Not sure if it's going to be the front or the back, but we're going to get started on the brakes. I'm going to show you what they are next week. So thanks again for watching. Hopefully you liked it. And if you haven't subscribed, you need to subscribe. And if you click the bell notification, you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video, which we're trying to do every Saturday. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.